Stunning aerial video shows gushing lava violently spewing. Riveting aerial shots from Hawaii volcano Kilauea Fissure 8 show gallons of molten hot lava spewing out with violent force from the crack in the Earth's surface. Hawaii volcano Kilauea has spawned more than 20 fissures across the eastern rift of the volcano's slopes, spewing gallons of lava all the way to the Pacific Ocean. Latest status updates from the Hawaii Volcano Observatory at 9:35 a.m. BST said, lava fountains up to 187 feet tall rise from the Fissure 8 spatter cone and feed the established channel that transports lava to the ocean at the Kapoa coastline. One main ocean entry is producing a billowing plume of lace that is being blown outshore. No overflows from the channel were observed this afternoon or evening. The Hawaii volcano has been erupting uninterruptedly since May 3rd, wreaking havoc across the island and forcing thousands to flee their homes. Despite the danger, the Department of Land Natural Resources, DLNR, said at least 40 tourists and residents were arrested on loitering charges. DLNR Deputy Enforcement Chief Jason Ridala said in a statement, "These people need to think. They are not only putting themselves into potentially life-threatening situations, but we can't completely lock gates or erect impassable barricades in areas where people have only one way out. These are the routes loiterers are using to gain up-close access." When asked about the likelihood of the Kilauea crater filling up with lava again, the U.S. Geological Survey, USGS, said it might take many years for lava eruptions to return to the summit. The USGS said, a lava lake occupied nearly the entirety of Halemamal crater before the 1924 eruption. The crater was half the size it was prior to May 2018. The lava lake drained in 1924 as magma intruded into the lower east rift zone, and the crater collapsed and grew. However, this is the largest scale collapse of Halemamal that we've witnessed in historic time. Yes, it will refill with lava. Kilauea is in a very young stage of its life and it's still building itself. Kilauea is not the only volcano in the area, and USGS has put in alerts on another nearby volcano. Named Mauna Loa, it is the largest active volcano on the planet, and it is on yellow alert. Hawaii volcano eruption will change the landscape. As well as coming to terms with the destruction of their homes and loss of property, residents of Hawaii's Big Island are also having to deal with their home habitat changing beyond recognition as a result of the Kilauea eruption. More than 2,000 people have been evacuated from their homes since the eruption started more than 1 month ago. 533 homes had been destroyed by the explosion, according to Hawaii Civil Defense. As well as homes and buildings, the lava flow has also destroyed natural areas, habitats, and at times, whole ecosystems. According to the United States Geological Survey, the event, while tragic, is part of the Earth's natural course. David Danby, a volcanologist with the USGS, told The Guardian, "From a human point of view, what's happening is tragic. But from the volcano's point of view, that's the job she does, to build new land and change the landscape. That's the way the Earth works." Puna is the area that has been most affected by the eruption, and before the explosion, the area was an important habitat for wildlife, as well as people's home. But it will now likely take 100 years before areas of forest can begin to grow again. Patrick Hart, a biology professor at the University of Hawaii, said, before the eruptions, that area was probably the best forest left in the state of Hawaii. There were areas where the native Ohio forest extended right up to the ocean, and you just don't see that in the rest of Hawaii, he added. However, this is the natural cycle of the volcanic islands. Ryan Perroy, a volcanologist at the University of Hawaii at Hilo, said, "It's a very powerful thing to witness. But in geological terms, it's also not an unexpected event. This is how Puna was built, with volcanic eruptions. The volcanic eruption could be far from over, according to some experts." Earlier this week, the United States Geological Survey, USGS, admitted there is no way of knowing when the volcano's lava flow may slow down or stop. When asked about the current state of the magma chambers, they said, "We are not exactly sure how much magma is stored beneath the summit. We have only estimates, but we are confident that it is at least in excess of 100 times what has been erupted so far. So we would need years of the current eruption rate to empty the summit." Kilauea summit collapse largest in history, USGS reveals. Hawaii volcano Kilauea has undergone the single largest scale collapse witnessed in recent history, volcanologists at the United States Geological Survey, USGS, revealed. Kilauea's volatile crater has lost around 250 million cubic meters of volume since eruptions began on May 3rd this year. The subsiding Halemaumau crater summit has lost the equivalent of 100,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Kilauea's draining magma chambers are fueling the summit collapse. Two aerial photographs snapped by USGS scientists reveal the extent of the widening crater in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. The USGS said, "These two photos taken on yesterday's helicopter overflight of the summit show the size of the growing Halemaumau crater. Seeing Hawaii Volcano Observatory and Jaguar Museum in the view helps to put the crater size in context. A preliminary estimate of summit volume loss is around 250 million cubic meters. At 5.05 MHST, another gas and ash emission from a small subsurface explosion occurred at Kilauea summit, producing a plume that was blown downwind at about 5,000 feet above sea level. Inward slumping of the rim and walls of Halemaumau continues in response to ongoing subsidence at the summit. The crater has at least doubled in size since May this year, the USGS said. The molten rock which has drained from the Halemaumau lava lake and Kilauea's underground chambers has pushed into the lower east rift zone. The lava broke out in the Mauni estates where dangerous lava flows wreaked havoc in residential areas. More than 570 homes have been lost to the using lava, and a strong channel of molten rock now flows from a volcanic fissure in Mauni. The USGS recorded lava flow speeds of 17 miles per hour. When asked about the likelihood of the Kilauea crater filling up with lava again, the geological agency said it might take many years for lava eruptions to return to the summit. The USGS said, a lava lake occupied nearly the entirety of Halemaumau crater before the 1924 eruption. The crater was half the size it was prior to May 2018. The lava lake drained in 1924 as magma intruded into the Lower East Rift Zone, and the crater collapsed and grew. However, this is the largest scale collapse of all that we've witnessed in historic time. Yes, it will refill with lava. Kilauea is in a very young stage of its life and is still building itself. Eruptions of lava will return to the summit, but it may take many years.